What's up? It's your boy Independent, and I'm finna get straight into it. I don't need no damn intros. Y'all know I'm back, man, and y'all got the hat because it's only right. Tomorrow's Sunday. Y'all know what that means, man. And what better way to start a Sunday prediction player prop video than to start with my Bears? You know I got to start with my Bears. So let's hop into it, man. All right. I'm going to give it to y'all 100. If there's anything good we could talk about for the Chicago Bears, it's their defense. Specifically, the secondary. Pass rush, not great, but we'll get to that. It's the defense in the secondary. So right off bat, man, I'm going with the under on Anthony Richardson's passing yards at 197. He played miserable last week, and I don't see it getting any better against a secondary that has proven themselves, that literally scored 24 points. It was a few field goals, but they scored two touchdowns off the secondary against the Tennessee Titans, and I don't think it gets any easier for Anthony Richardson this week. I really don't. I like Michael Pittman to have a better game, but I'm not touching him because I don't believe in him. But I do believe in the Bears secondary, and I think that he's going to give Anthony Richardson an issue, which leads me to my next point. The pass rush for the Bears ain't great. I'm going to just call it like it is. It's not great. It just ain't, all right? And that is the reason why I think Jonathan Taylor may have a good game. I don't think it's going to be a shutout. I think that the Indianapolis Colts are going to score for sure. But I think it's going to be with the running game. I think Jonathan Taylor is due for a touchdown. He may go over on the yards, but I personally am probably going to touch the touchdown for Jonathan Taylor. He didn't have one last game, and I think that he comes back and has a touchdown. When he's healthy, he's top of the line. He's as good as anybody when he has a good game. So I like to lean Jonathan Taylor touchdown, but I really do like Anthony Richardson with the under. And let's hope for a Bears win, man. I ain't gonna tell y'all who to bet on in that situation because I'm biased. But let's just pray for a Bears win, man. Can we start the Sunday off good, please? Can we do it? Next game. I'm not gonna talk about these next three games that much. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. If I don't love a bet, I'm not gonna do too much with it. And if you're smart, knowing the casino likes to rob people, don't do it. Don't force yourself to bet on games you don't like. Giants Browns, I don't like it. I know it's the Giants. I don't like it. I don't like nothing about it. I haven't seen Deshaun Watson play 2 games in a row that were respectable in like 3 years. So I'm not touching it. Malik Neighbors could go for 150 yards and they could win the game by 2 and upset the Browns, or the Browns could do everything that they're supposed to do. Amari Cooper can finally have a good game because he likes to have week 3, his first good game of the season. That's what he does. I don't know. Jerry Jeudy might be due for a good game. Who knows? Jerome Ford had 100 yards on the Giants last time. So I would like to lean the Browns, but I don't love the Browns because, again, I haven't seen enough of the Browns this year to believe in them 2 weeks in a row. So I'm staying away from it. Go if you want to, but I'm staying away from it. Next game, Vikings and Houston. Staying away. I'm not falling for it. On paper, you would think Houston easily. But no, if you've watched the last 2 weeks of NFL football, then you have seen that the Vikings are not here to play. They are locking up some of the best teams in the league. They just came off a win against San Francisco, and I know that rocked all y'all tickets. I know it did. So I would stay away from that game, man. I would think Stephon Diggs going back to Minnesota would, maybe he has a good game. Tank Dell is due for a good game, so I would look at them too, but I wouldn't love none of it. Stay away. Don't force the bet. Next one to stay away. Eagles Saints. I know everyone's on the Saints train. The hype train is real because they beat the Cowboys by 530. Don't do it. Stay away. I would lean Saints because no A.J. Brown, right? But stay away. Saquon Barkley is that guy. The Eagles defense has been a little shifty, but at any point they have the names to just become that defense that we're accustomed to and win the game. I haven't seen Derek Carr play 2 good games in a long time. Don't do it. He ain't giving you 20 points in fantasy every week. Rashid Shaheed having a great year. He's amazing. Maybe he's due for a bad game. I don't know. Maybe Chris Olave needs to have a good game this time, and maybe he will. I don't know. Stay away. I don't love it. Just stay away. Don't force it. All right? Just stay away. Unless you in your heart know for a fact that you think something is a lock, don't do it. We work too hard for our money, man. We work too hard for it. Here's a game I do like. I like Pittsburgh to beat the Chargers. Harbaugh, hell of a coach. That running offense is great. It's really good. They're doing well. They ain't played nobody for real. Let's just be honest. Let's tell it like it is. The Chargers have not played nobody for real. And I'm not saying the Steelers have either. But the Steelers defense is second to none. And a shout out to Justin Fields. You see the Bears hat. I'm not the guy that said get rid of him. I always said it was the team that needs to get better as a whole. And you see what's going on over there. He don't even have a whole lot of offense to work with. Let's be honest. George Pickens is good. But let's be honest. They offense ain't nothing crazy from if you compare it to the Bears last year. It's really not. But that defense is for real. That defense is for real. And Justin Fields is looking a lot better than Caleb Williams right now. Whether I want to admit it or not, because I have a Bears hat on. I'm a Bears fan, right? So I want the Bears to be good. But right now, Justin Fields is doing the damn thing. He's doing it. And I think that defense ain't slowing down. Patrick Queen, that was an amazing pickup. And Lord have mercy, have they spoken defensively. And single-handedly, I think that defense can win them the game. I would look at the under on that game. I know it's low. I know it's in the 30s. But Harbaugh, I don't see him just divert into his strategies. Well, let's all of a sudden become a passing team. Like, I don't see it. Justin Herbert's a good player. He's a really good player. I think he has a long future in this league. But that's a running team right now, especially with Harbaugh being the coach. That's what he's known for. They brought him over there for that. And J.K. Dobbins is playing well. I don't see that changing. But I do think that the Steelers' defense is legit. So I see a lot of field goals in this game. I don't see it being too high. So that's my pick for that game. Next game. And I'm keeping it short, sweet, plain, and simple for this game. I ain't going to talk about it too much. I'm fading the damn Broncos, man. It ain't happening. I ain't betting on it. Whoever PS2 not guarding is going to get off. So either Chris Godwin or Mike Evans. I'm guessing Surtain is going to be guarding Chris Godwin because he's been the best receiver on the team. But can you really leave Mike Evans with a nobody? You really can't. You can't man that guy, period. And if you want to man him, you got to put PS2 on him. It's the only way you got a chance. But I'm fading them in every sense of the word. If whatever the points is, take the points. If you're too scared to do that, I understand because NFL going NFL, right? So just bet on the money line and put them in a parlay with something else so that you can get some better odds. But I love the Bucs in that situation. We didn't even talk about the run game. Rachaad White, Bucky Irvin, they're going to run all over the Broncos defense. They have no pass rush to respond to the running game of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And quite frankly, the Bucs are looking like a top 5 team right now in the league. I don't see it slowing down with what I think is probably a bottom 3 team in the league. So yeah, that's that. We ain't gonna talk too much about that. All right, love the Bucs. Next game, Titans Packers. This is where it gets interesting. I hope y'all are not overdoing it because Malik Willis led, and I really don't like using the word led the Packers to a win last week against what looked like the worst team in the NFL. Yeah, worse than the Bears O-line. The Indianapolis Colts. They look terrible. And let's not act like Malik Willis did anything special. The man had 120 yards and 1 touchdown. Cool. Glad you didn't throw an interception. But I'm not worried about that. The Titans have a much better secondary. I don't think Malik Willis has the skill to take his team, to take Jordan Love's team to a second victory in a row against a very tough, improving Titan defense who offense, quite frankly, could take off at any moment. We saw Calvin Ridley go crazy. Now it might be DeAndre Hopkins' turn. They don't have the youngest receivers, but they got some receivers who at any point could turn back the clock. That's just the way it is. And Tony Pollard's not playing too bad. I like the Titans in that game. But if you had to do a over or under bet, I would lean under. Because again, I don't think Malik Willis is going to be throwing a whole bunch of dimes and dots. I don't think that's going to happen. And we don't see the Titans score a whole bunch of points either. For crying out loud, we saw them score 17 points against the Bears and then go completely scoreless in the second half. And the Packers defense is pretty good. They've always been a team, an organization that kept their defense up. So I like the game to go under. This is a sad, sad team to cover. The Carolina Panthers, ladies and gentlemen. If I thought that Caleb Williams wasn't getting blocking, and I felt bad for Justin Fields, imagine how I feel for this man, Bryce Young, who I really don't think is a certified scrub. I really don't. But goddamn, he ain't making none of our supporters have anything nice to say about him. But the Carolina Panthers as a whole, as a team, as an organization, is a complete sloppy failure. And I don't think Andy Dalton makes it any better. Sure, maybe Deontay Johnson gets his 49, whatever the 49 yards is, maybe. But I wouldn't touch any of those damn receivers until I know for a fact that they got somebody that can get them consistent yardage. And Andy Dalton had some good games for the Bears. But I'm not betting on Andy Dalton. Come on, man. I'm just not. I'm not betting on Andy Dalton. Now, the Raiders, it's just another team that doesn't really have much consistency. I don't know if the Raiders won that game last game or the Ravens lost that game last game. I really can't tell you. But I do know they have one guy on there that is better than anybody that Carolina's ever had, and his name is Davante Adams. And I think that's enough for them to win that game. But I don't think I would bet on Davante Adams. Why? Because Carolina has the worst run defense in the NFL. It's like, or maybe second or third worst. It's like 29th or 30th. I like Zamir White. I like his over, 61.5. That's what I like. Over or a touchdown, something like that. Alexander Madison's at 23.5. I even might like him as well. But I definitely like Zamir White. I like the non-star to get it done. They have no answer. I mean, they really have no answer for anything, right? So if you bet Davante Adams with the receptions, I think that's probably still 5.5. If it's 6 or 7.5, I'd be careful. He just came off a great game, and I think that they're going to run the ball a lot. But I love Zamir White tomorrow. To either get a touchdown or to get the over in the rushing yards. I got him in my fantasy lineup in one of my leagues, so I'm not selling y'all short, man. Bet on Zamir White, and don't you dare put any money on the Carolina Panthers. I get it's the Raiders, so if you got 7.5, fine, try to go for it, because Andy Dalton probably will get more completions than Bryce Young has all season. But I'm not betting on the damn Panthers, man. You just asking to throw you away. Imagine you got a perfect ticket. You just completed all these amazing hard bets, and then you lose because you decided to bet on the worst team in the NFL. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it to your damn self. You work too hard for that paycheck, man. Don't do it. So those are my picks for that game. All right, next game. The Seattle Seahawks go up against the Miami Dolphins in Seattle. I personally have been on Seattle the whole year so far, every game so far this season, and I've been right. The defensive coordinator from the Ravens came over to Seattle and made them unstoppable on defense. And that is why I'm going with Seattle tomorrow. That's why I'm going with Seattle tomorrow, man. Skylar Thompson. Let me tell you a little bit about Skylar Thompson. The last time Skylar Thompson played an NFL football game for the Miami Dolphins, the man had 80 yards and no touchdowns. He had any interceptions either, but no touchdowns? Oh, my God. Well, I'm going to bet on you against Seattle? Maybe next week if they play someone that don't got that type of defense, but no, I'm not putting my money on you. I would damn near take the under on every single receiver that has a name for themselves. So Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, I would damn near take the under on whatever the receiving yards are because I don't see them just throwing him in the offense in week one, him playing fantastic. I don't see it. Now, that's not to say I'm like all these other people in fantasy owners that are saying trade Tyreek Hill, he's never going to have a good game. No, keep Tyreek Hill in your back pocket. Why? Because Tyreek Hill is the best receiver in the NFL, next to Justin Jefferson. He is tier 1 God with this wide receiver shit. He do this. He can make a lot out of a little, and he can make a lot out of a lot. I don't think Skylar Thompson's throwing bombs. So I think that the best thing that Tyreek Hill has for for his game tomorrow is the yards after the pass. I can see him getting some short yardage from the pass and then running like 20 yards. I can see that happening. I don't really see bombs. I don't see it. The young corners on Seattle, the safeties, I don't see it. I don't think it's going to happen. So I would go Seattle on the money. If you want to take the 4.5, I don't blame you. It's just anytime I see 4.5, 3.5, it's just a weird number to me. And it feels like the casino's trying to tell me something. So I usually just put it on the money and then like parlay it with something else. But I like Seattle. I would lean the under, but be careful. Be careful on the under. DK Metcalf just had a hell of a game. Jackson Smith-Njigba just had a hell of a game. They might score 30 points. They might. And then the Dolphins might score 14. And that's the over. I think it's at like 41. I think the over and under is 41.5 or something like that. So don't touch that. I would lean the under because of the defense and because of Skylar Thompson just not being basically notorious for not throwing a whole bunch of yards. All right. This is a game I'm looking forward to. Detroit and Arizona. Man, let's start with this. I think James Conner would probably go under. Aiden Hutchinson had 4 sacks last week. That man is like that. The Detroit Lions don't have a great secondary, but they have a really good pass rush simply because of one guy that is incredible, and his name is Aiden Hutchinson. That guy is good. He's really good. Like, he's really, really good. Like, he's Max Crosby good. But I like the over on a lot of players. I think Jahmyr Gibbs gets a touchdown, but if you want to bet the over on his rushing, it's at 50. Rushing's a little hard for me because David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, they kind of share it. But I do like the receiving yards for Jahmyr Gibbs when I do bet because he gets all the screens, he gets the outside plays. I like Jahmyr Gibbs. Do something with Jahmyr Gibbs. Just do that for me. Do something with Jahmyr Gibbs. He's going to have a good game. Jared Goff, 260 yards, I believe, 264. I like the over. I think he has a great game this game. I think Amon-Ra, he's at 74. I like the over on Amon-Ra, 74 yards. I think this is a high-scoring game. I don't think Marvin Harrison gets 2 touchdowns and 2 touches, but I do think Marvin Harrison has another good game. So I would take a look at Marvin Harrison, yards over receptions, because it doesn't seem like he gets the ball a whole lot. So he kind of has to make a lot out of what he got. And because he's a deep threat, I would focus more on the receiving yards than the reception count, because I don't know. It's like the second half, they didn't feed him the ball like that. Like, I don't know if it's because it was a blowout and they felt like they didn't have to. But something weird just is going on with the amount of times that he gets the ball, the amount of targets that he sees. But we saw last game, he really, 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 took advantage of the few targets he got, and he was absolutely incredible. He was the stud that we all know he was coming from Ohio State. So I would take a look at his yards as well. I think this is going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game. That's what I think. I think the Lions are going to win the game. That's what I think. I think the Lions are going to win the game. I don't see them losing 2 games in a row, and I don't see the Arizona Cardinals beating 2 good teams in a row. I don't see that happening. I like Kyler Murray. I'm one of the people that actually vouches for Kyler Murray. But I don't think it's going to be enough for them to beat the Lions. I think the Lions are on a different level this year. Sam Laporta is due for a good game. I don't know when the hell he going to wake up, but God damn it, it's coming. So I would definitely put your money on the Lions points or money line because I think it's at like 3, and that's okay. You know, if they get a field goal, it's voided. You don't lose the ticket. Cool. But I would take a chance on that 3. If not, go to the money line. Just a little sprinkle on the money line. That's what the other YouTubers say. But yeah, so that's what I would do. Baltimore, Dallas. Oh, 2 very frustrating NFL teams right now. I don't have nothing for you for this game. I don't. I'm not giving you an over. I'm not giving you a winner. Baltimore is super desperate, so you would think they win the game. But Dallas, goddammit, got humiliated. So you would think they win the game. Man, I ain't touching none of that. I ain't touching none of that. The only thing I would consider is Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers seems to be the consistent guy every game that's going to get the ball, lose or win. So I like Zay Flowers with either the receptions or the yards or whatever you want to do. I would lean receptions more than I would lean yards. But I don't like nothing about this game, y'all. I think this is one of those games we just enjoy it. It's going to be 2 powerhouses. Once they figure it out, 2 powerhouses. Yeah, I'm not touching it. Derrick Henry, I don't like predicting Derrick Henry anymore. For the last 2-3 years, he's been completely unpredictable. And I ain't touching it. I'm not doing it. CeeDee Lamb just came off a great game. Baltimore's defense is good. Dallas defense supposed to be good, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Second to last game of the night. We got the Los Angeles Rams, the most banged up team in the NFL, against the second most banged up team in the NFL. But the difference is, it's not even a question. I'm going San Francisco 49ers, -6.5. If it's still at -6.5 on your books, hopefully, because that's what I'm doing. I like Brandon Ayuk to finally get himself involved, man. I mean, plain and simple. It's time, man. Debo is out still. Christian McCaffrey's still out. Jordan Mason is completely opening up the passing game with his ability to go out there and just dominate. They cannot stop that guy. So I like Brandon Ayuk to get his touches. I don't know what his receiving yards are, but I would go over on it. I would take a look at that. I definitely like Jordan Mason to get a touchdown. I think this is his game to really do that. I would take a look at Brock Purdy's over for his passing because I think it's time for Brandon. When Brandon Ayuk is doing Brandon Ayuk things like he did last year, that's where Brock Purdy shines, man. Brandon Ayuk's a hell of a route runner. He can be a deep threat. And let's just call it like it is. There's absolutely nobody on the Los Angeles Rams that can do anything about Brandon Ayuk when he's confident, you know what I'm saying, and playing up to the standards that we know he can play up to. So give me Brandon Ayuk with the yards. Give me Jordan Mason with the touchdown. And give me San Francisco -6.5 against the most banged up Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp-less Los Angeles Rams. Last game of Sunday. Chiefs. Woo! Falcons. This is going to be the best. And I'm so glad they made it the Sunday night game because they knew, ladies and gentlemen, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to get their first loss tomorrow night. I just want y'all to know that. The Kansas City Chiefs are the best team in the NFL. We know this, man. However, this ain't the playoffs. I like the Atlanta Falcons to beat the Chiefs, who barely won last week. And then Atlanta's coming off an amazing win. That game, I don't know how many people had Philly winning, but I know it was more people than what they had Atlanta because of how Atlanta played against Pittsburgh. But I told y'all, Pittsburgh defense is top 3. It's top 2. It's second to none when it's doing the damn thing. But the Falcons got that defense too. And the Falcons got Drake London and the stud that we all love, Bijan Robinson. And they just got Kirk Cousins. And even Darnell Mooney had a good game. And I'm a Bears fan, and I don't like nothing about Darnell Mooney. But God damn it, the Falcons are here. And I don't know if they are a Super Bowl contender quite yet. But God damn it, they are up there They're getting up there. They're climbing that motherfucking ladder, all right? And I'm telling you, the ladder ain't that damn tall. It's not. It's not. I like the Atlanta Falcons to win the game. And I would lean Bijan with the touchdown because, I mean, shit, are you ever going to get one, bro? I mean, we all know you can do anything. You're literally the young Alvin Kamara, a damn Swiss Army knife. You can catch it in the backfield. He can run on you. He got the size that can truck people that think they going to tackle him. I mean, the man is, he was picked for a reason, and he's this high in the fantasy for a reason. So I would lean the touchdown on Bijan Robinson. But if you're gonna do anything with Bijan, to me, it's receiving yards. I love betting on the receiving yards or receptions for Bijan Robinson. But I think Drake London also could have a better game. But just keep it safe. Take that 3.5 that they're giving Atlanta against the Kansas City Chiefs. It's plus 3.5. That's easy money, y'all. You gotta know they gonna lose eventually, right? Why wouldn't it be on a Sunday night in Atlanta after coming off a very losable win? I'm gonna say that. They didn't play the greatest. I like Atlanta to win that game. And that concludes all my picks for Sunday. Can't wait to have 7 hours of football with y'all. And let's have a good week, man. Let's make some goddamn money out there, man. My name Independent, man. Signing out. Chicago shit only. Bear down. Let's go.